So yesterday on Direct, you said that you used to hang out at Bali's house?
Excuse me?
Yesterday on Direct, you said you used to hang out at Bali's house?
Correct.
And you used to hang out on the 3rd floor?
It was everywhere, all over the house.
Okay, so you used to hang out on the bottom floor, the main
All
house?
over the house.
And so it's a 3-story house?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay. And there's a door on the 3rd floor, right?
I'm not sure. I really don't remember.
Okay. The mom walked out of the door when she was on the 3rd floor?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay. So you testified on Direct that when you went outside that night, you got into BJ's car, right?
Correct.
And then he drove you, Tahira, Red, Jamari across the street?
Yes.
Because Tahira told you that there's a weed man over there?
Yes.
And then when the car stopped, Tahira got out the car to go buy some weed?
Yes.
And then she came back and got you and told you somebody wants to talk to you.
Correct.
And you're not familiar with that area.
No, I'm not.
You don't know anybody there.
No, I don't.
So you got out the car to go talk to somebody who you don't know in an unfamiliar area?
Yes, because I was scared. I didn't know what was going to go on.
Okay. And then that's when you say you saw Lil Rod and Bali running and shooting, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to approach you with what was previously marked as State's Exhibit 11, November. Your Honor, may I approach? You may. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes.
So I'm going to hand you a copy of this exhibit. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to mark it as Defense Exhibit 1RR. I'm going to use this with you. And I want you to mark where you saw Lil Rod with an R. Use the sticker and write an R and put it on the blue copy. And then I want you to get another sticker and mark where you saw Bali with a B using the sticker. And then with the 3rd sticker, I want you to mark where the charger was stopped with a C. I'm going to get that from you, okay?
Write it on there.
Right, write the letters on the sticker. And then can you also put an M where you were hiding in the bushes?
The bush is right there. You can see it.
Can you put the sticker on there? And I'll move to admit this as Defense Exhibit 1, Romeo into evidence.
It's admitted.
So now we're going to move on to your police interview after you were picked up, okay? Now, on Direct yesterday, you said that you and BJ were friends, right?
I knew him, yeah.
Since 5th grade?
Yeah.
And you also told the detective that BJ put a gun to your head that night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you told so many other stories that the detective asked you if you knew the difference between a truth and a lie.
Yes.
Okay. In the first couple of hours of that interview, you kept saying that there was one shooter, true?
Yes, I did.
You said BJ was shooting, correct?
Yes, I did. I said a couple stuff. I was shook up. I was scared. I didn't know what to say. I never been in no situation like that before.
Okay. And then towards the end of the police interview, Detective Hogan told you what he thought happened, right?
Correct.
And then after Detective Casey told you, this is the time for you to sing your ass off, because if not, you're going to find your ass in fucking jail with these fools, right?
Correct.
And that's when you started adopting Detective Hogan's version that there were two shooters.
Yes.
And then that's when you started saying that there was a big gun.
It's never no big guy.
Big gun.
A big gun? Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
And that's when you started putting Lil Rod in your story, correct?
Yes. So
let's fast forward to the previous hearing in September of 2021 when you provided testimony, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time anybody ever heard about you being trapped on this bottom floor, correct?
No.
Who'd you tell?
I told the police.
You told Detective Hogan?
No, I told the police when they came to get me, where I was, inside the house.
So you told them on the way to the police station that you were trapped in a house?
No, I told my mom over the phone.
You told your mother?
Yes, that's how the police knew where I was.
Okay. And did Detective Hogan bring that up during your interview?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
So would it refresh your memory to look at your prior testimony from your prior hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may. That looks like a pretty big binder. Are you going to point her to something in particular? Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I'm not going to have her flipping around. Yeah.
Good.
No. Okay. Would you go to page 866? And then to yourself, read lines 6 through 13.
To myself?
To yourself. And when you're done reading, you can just close the book or just look up so I know that you're done.
I looked at it.
Did that refresh your memory?
Yes, it do.
So you never told anybody that you were trapped in that basement?
Yes, I did. I told you I told my mom.
Okay. And yesterday was the first time anybody heard about Bali attacking you, correct?
Correct.
You kept that secret for about, 2019, 20, 21, 22, like 5-6 years?
Correct.
And you would agree with me that you changed your past testimony several times about who had a gun that night?
No.
Okay. Would it refresh your memory to look at the transcript?
I mean, if you want to put it up, that's cool. I'll look at it and refresh my memory if that's what you want to do.
Okay. So let's start with where you said Lil Rod had a gun. Go to page 809.
Can y'all approach for just a second?
Did that refresh your memory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said Lil Rod had a gun, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then sorry. And you said that several times that he had a gun, right?
Both of them had guns.
Okay. But then you also testified you didn't see anybody shooting that night, correct? You have to say it for the record.
Yes.
Okay. And you also testified that you didn't see any guns that night, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then also, while you were on that bottom floor, You just found a random phone?
Yeah, it was a phone at the house.
And there wasn't a passcode to get in the phone?
I don't remember, but I could call somebody, so apparently it wasn't.
But you didn't call 911 to let them know that you were trapped in this basement?
Nope, I called my grandma and my mom first. And by the time I called my mom, 911 was at her house.
And when you were on the phone with your grandmother and your mother, you told them, I just saw a shooting?
No, when I called my mama was yelling and screaming, telling me homicide at her door.
Court's indulgence. Your Honor, thank you.
All right, are there other defense attorneys with questions for this witness?
May I retrieve my...
Yes, certainly. All right, is there redirect?
Very briefly, Judge.
Sure.
Good morning.
So, on cross, do you remember the defense counsel asking you about when you told the detectives at the beginning, when you started your interview, that you didn't see any guns or anybody shooting? Remember asking that question?
Yes, I lied a couple times.
Okay. Can you tell the jury?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, is that better?
Not really. You may either have to pick it up or use the lapel mic.
All right, so let me start over. So do you remember defense counsel asking you on cross a few minutes ago, about at the beginning of your interview with the detectives, that you said that you didn't see anybody shooting and you didn't see any guns? Do you remember her asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the jurors why you said that at the beginning part of your interview when you were speaking with Detective Hogan and Detective Casey?
The reason I lied a couple of times was because I was shook up. I never been in no situation like that.
And can you tell the jurors or explain to them, when you say you were shook up, why were you so shook up?
Because, like, I was still around them. Like, during the situation, after they did what they did, I was still with them. I couldn't go nowhere until the police came.
When you say them, are you talking about Lil Rod, Bally, or Blalock?
Yes.
And your friend, Ms. Brazy?
Yes.
And were you shook up because Ms. Brazy had set you and Jamari?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Were you shook up because Ms. Brazy had set you and the people in the blue Charger up?
Yes.
And did you know anything about the fact that she was going to do that?
No, I didn't.
Hold that mic closer to you, Mr. Abbate.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Now, Ms. Williams asked you, or she phrased her question after Detective Hogan told you something, that you just adopted it. Is that what you did when you were speaking with the detective and you decided to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. And were you telling the truth, or were you just telling the detective exactly what he said?
I mean, I was telling some bit of the truth, but I was still lying.
Okay. And when you told the detective that you saw Lil Rod and Bally run up and start shooting at the Charger, were you telling the truth?
Yes.
And can you tell the jury, based on, you said you had known BJ since, what, 5th grade? Mm-hmm. And in your interactions with BJ and Red and Jamari, can you tell the jurors, were they all pretty close friends?
I never knew
Speculation. Yesterday she said she didn't know.
Overruled.
I don't. I knew BJ. I didn't know the rest of them.
Okay, so I'm going to ask my question again, maybe be a little more clear. You remember you talked about yesterday, you got into the Charger, remember that? Mm-hmm. And when you were in the Charger, did you kind of witness and talk with and interact with BJ, Jamari, and Red in the car?
I can't really remember. I just know I was in the car with them.
Okay. And
But I know me and BJ had a conversation like about getting weed or whatever like that.
okay. And during the conversation and while you were in the car, was everybody interacting with each other, in a friendly way?
I mean, I really don't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
I just know the whole time Brazy was talking, leading him to the apartments. That's it.
And that's okay. Do you remember also during your interview with Detective Hogan he asked you, we talked about yesterday, but he asked you about BJ's Instagram handle or user ID. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember what you told Detective Hogan BJ's Instagram user ID was?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell the jury?
I don't remember like exactly the name I told him, but I told him a name.
Okay, you remember telling him a name?
I do, but I don't.
Okay. Do you remember telling him that his Instagram handle was for Lil Joker?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I just have a few more questions. So when defense counsel asked you some additional questions about, as Detective Hogan and Detective Tracy were talking to you about what happened, do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Williams asked you about whether you were just saying things because they had said it to you. Do you remember her asking you that?
Could you say it another way?
Let me ask you this. When you told Detective Hogan and Detective Tracy that you saw Lil Rod and Bally shooting, was that because you saw it, or is that because they gave you some impression that they knew that they...
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
I actually saw it because, for one, they never got in the car with us to know where we was going. For two, when we ran through the breezeway, I saw them shooting their guns at the car, literally.
And my last question is, back when this occurred, back in February of 2019, can you tell the jurors, how old were you back then?
I don't remember.
How old are you now again?
23.
Okay, and this was roughly 5 years ago? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
All right, any recross?
Just one, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Did Lil Rod have the big gun?
I don't remember. I just know they both had guns.
That's it, thank you.
All right.
Can I go use the restroom, please?
It's not going to be much longer. Hang on just
Okay.
a second. I mean, no, is it something that came up in the redirect or recross?
Came up in the cross. And it also came up in direct.
Well, if it came up in direct, then you should have asked to cross. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, I have just one or two questions for you.
Okay.
So BJ, that's the gentleman that you'd known for 5th grade or whatever, right? Okay. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. BJ threatened you, right? BJ, and then after that threat was made, then your house was shot up. Is that right? Afterwards.
I really can't remember.
Okay. So you don't remember the threat, then the house getting shot?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Does the state have anything based on that?
No, Judge.
All right.